All right, and beginning today in France and across Europe, a vaccine mandate goes into effect, effectively banning all unvaccinated people from most aspects of public life. Under this new mandate, anyone 16 and up must be fully vaccinated to enter bars, restaurants, museums, and other places, and must show their vaccine pass before entering. Right now, the only exception being made is for those who recently recovered from COVID-19 or those too young to get the shot. So to help break this down is ABC News reporter Ines de la Quetara, who's on the ground in Paris. Thanks for being here, Ines. So tell us how this is all. How is this going to work?
Hey, yeah, so today is the day that controversial new vaccine pass goes into effect here in France. So starting today, anyone over the age of 16 here in France will be required to get vaccinated to get into any kind of bar, restaurant, gyms, museums, any kind of public place, really. So what it is, it's on your phone. It's an app you have. It's a QR code that gets scanned as you enter an establishment. So different places are doing it differently. The place right behind me, they actually had someone standing at the door checking people's vaccine passes as they were entering the restaurant. This place, they're having people come up to your table and check your vaccine pass before you order. So that's really up to the different types of establishments, but you need to have a vaccine pass. It's a step up from the health pass, which is what went into effect over the summer in July. That's what we've been using up until now. That the unvaccinated could get away getting a health pass if they could show that they had recently tested negative for COVID-19. As of today, that goes away. You can no longer use a negative COVID test to get into a bar or a restaurant. The only way someone who's unvaccinated can gain access to a bar or restaurant is if they've recently recovered from COVID-19.
Ines, that is a remarkable description, because it's unimaginable in the United States that there would be that level of mandated vaccination life. In other European cities across Spain and Belgium, where the vaccine pass also went into law, thousands of protesters stormed the streets to protest the mandate. So how are the French reacting? What's the mood today?
Yeah, so it's interesting. We should point out France is currently seeing record high numbers of new COVID cases, but there has been quite a bit of pushback to this vaccine pass. So we saw protests over the weekend, pretty much every weekend, but especially last weekend across France, here in Paris, of course, and across Europe. As you mentioned, the biggest protests this weekend were in Belgium, but certainly quite a bit of resistance here in France. It is a minority that's protesting, but a vocal minority. And they're especially upset because the French President Emmanuel Macron recently said that he wanted to piss off the unvaccinated. So many are viewing this vaccine pass as an attempt on, Macron's attempt to essentially mandate vaccines without actually making them mandatory, that he's trying to make life so complicated for the unvaccinated that they do wind up getting their shots. We're seeing this kind of opposition to the vaccine pass play out in politics as well, in Parliament. So there was actually an effort to postpone the implementation of this vaccine pass. It was set to go into effect on the 16th initially, and Macron's opposition was, trying to get it delayed. So it got delayed by a week. But certainly politically as well, there's been a bit of back and forth there. And we should mention, interesting though, that as this vaccine pass is going into effect, France is also planning to start lifting restrictions soon. So starting next week, they're going to be ending the current outdoor mask mandate. And then in February, they're also going to be reopening clubs. So putting into place this vaccine pass, but at the same time, they do plan on lifting restrictions.
Trying to find a way back to what we're calling normal life. Beginning on February 2nd, I guess they're going to start, as you say, lifting the COVID restrictions there, audience capacity limits for sporting matches and events and such like that. So how do you square that? What is the strategy? The stop and go, or the good cop, bad cop? Well, what's the strategy there?
Yeah, so the hope is that by, having this vaccine pass, that more and more people will get vaccinated. I mean, there's a pretty high, roughly 78% of French citizens are vaccinated, and close to half have their boosters. So I think the hope is that we can get back to normal life if everyone is vaccinated. So I think that's why you're seeing those two things, the vaccine pass being mandated, but places also reopening, restrictions being lifted. Opponents of the vaccine pass, though, are using that to say, this is a bizarre approach. It's kind of, stop and go, as you say. And so their opponents are using this to criticize the president and criticize his handling of the pandemic.
All right. Well, that is how things are going down there in Paris. Looks lovely behind you there. Have a aperitif on us. Inez de la Quatara, thank you. Apologize for mispronouncing your name, Inez. Thanks so much for that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.